guys, welcome to the Comp Nation Classroom. Now before I get to the main point of this video, which is obviously, as you can see, is choosing a hard drive to go along with your already chosen motherboard, CPU, and RAM, I want to apologize for bailing on you guys for the last couple of weeks. I haven't been active, I haven't been posting videos like I said I was going to, but it's been a really rough month for me. It's been 6 months since I moved here to Iowa from Ohio, and it's been really hard on me, and I still haven't adjusted yet. So I've been having issues in that area, and I've been sick. So again, I apologize for that, but that's not the point of this video. So let's get right into it. Now, choosing a hard drive is going to be the next thing you're going to want to do when you build or upgrade a new computer. Now, if you are upgrading a computer and you don't need a CPU, then you can skip that step, and same goes for motherboard, and same goes for RAM. So, we're on to the fourth step. Now, there's going to be probably 7 or 8 steps in building a new computer. I will probably go over choosing a video card next, and then a case, but for right now, let's focus on the hard drive. Now, it's going to follow the same basic template for choosing a hard drive as has been in the past, which goes for your needs, budget, and upgradability is not really going to fall into this category that much because the technology behind hard drives doesn't really change, and you're not going to be upgrading your hard drive like you would a CPU, a motherboard, a video card, or your RAM. And even your RAM you're not going to upgrade that much because the technology hardly changes. And we'll get into this SSDs versus hard disk drives later. We'll touch into that topic later. The difference between these two, actually, let's just dive right into it now. The difference between these two is SSDs have no moving parts. They're like flash memory. That's all they are, is flash memory. And they're a lot more expensive than hard disk drives. And whether you buy an SSD or not also ties into your needs. See, every one of these categories ties into each other. So to start off, let's just get open a new Newegg.com or a TigerDirect.com page and go right into it. Now, once you're on the main page of Newegg or TigerDirect, you're going to want to go to, it's either going to be computer hardware in Newegg or computer parts. And from then on, the layout is exactly the same for choosing what part you want. But I prefer Newegg. No, they're not paying me to say this. I wish, but no, I prefer Newegg over TigerDirect because I feel their prices are better and they have a bigger selection of parts. So let's just go to computer hardware, hard drives. Okay, this is where you're going to want to take into consideration what you're going to be doing with your computer. Whether you're going to be gaming, just web or office use, whether you're going to be doing some hardcore 3D rendering, or which really won't matter, or even recording from recording video game footage, stuff like that. And this is where you're going to want to take into consideration as to what type of hard drive you're going to want. So I'll go through both of these today. In fact, I'll do one on Newegg and I'll do one on TigerDirect. That way you can see the process for choosing a part on both sites. I haven't really done that yet. So let's just go with SSDs for Newegg. Actually, no. Sorry, I lied. Let's go hard drives. So once you click on hard drives, this is the page you're going to come up to. You're going to want to go over here, internal hard drives. You're not going to want an external hard drive. You can also select SSD from that list, but since we're just going to go with hard drive for now, I'd like to point out there was a flood somewhere, I can't remember where, but it inflated hard drive prices to over double sometimes. So, excuse me, needed a drink. So, be aware of that when choosing a hard drive right now, because hard drive prices are going to be hugely inflated. So you're going to want to take that in, again, to your budget. At this point, for your boot drive, whatever drive window is going to be on, it's almost cheaper to buy like a 60 or a 90 gigabyte solid state drive that's going to be 10 or 20 times faster than a regular hard drive than it is to buy just a regular hard drive. well, than it is to buy a 1 terabyte hard drive, to be honest. um, so, again, this falls into your needs. Now, what I need in a hard drive is something that I can record video game footage to. So, if you guys aren't aware, Fraps takes up a high amount of space on a hard drive. So, I'm going to choose a terabyte and higher. You can go with either one of these capacities. Keep in mind, again, the higher the capacity you go, the more expensive the drive is going to get. I'm just going to choose a terabyte because I don't need any more than that. The only reason you'd need anywhere above a terabyte is if you have lots of high-definition audio and video files that would take up a lot of space. Now, the two brands that I will recommend to you, actually, I'll say three, and I don't even know if this brand is around anymore, developing this hard drive, this model of hard drive. It's going to be Western Digital, Seagate, and Samsung. Hitachi's okay if you have no other choice, but I would go with Samsung. Seagate would be the first pick, then Western Digital, and then Samsung. All the other brands are not going to be as good as these three. Seagate has the least moving parts, so I'm going to choose that, and I'm actually going to open up tabs for all three of these. So now we're in Seagate. Okay, ignore the price for right now. And what you're going to want to look at next is the interface. Now, if your motherboard, if you know that you're going to be gaming or recording to, your best bet is to go with a 6 gigasecond drive, and that's going to give you double the speed of a 3 gigasecond drive in read and write speed, so that's going to be ideal for recording. But if you're not doing any of these things, if you've chosen your parts to be maybe an office PC, all you really need is a 3 gigasecond. Now, if you haven't been keeping track of your parts that you picked out, you should probably write them down. I'm suspected that you have, but keep them handy. Keep what parts you're buying handy. These are the parts I already have picked out. So I have them over here, so I can compare them to the hard drive I'm buying. So I want a 6 gigasecond hard drive so I can record to. The cache is not going to make a terrible difference. See, this is the hard drive I was planning on getting right here, but it was $60. Now it's $135 because of hard drive inflation. So you can compare these hard drives all you like. We can go into Western Digital and choose 6 gigasecond, and keep in mind the 6 gigasecond drives for Western Digital are going to be a hell of a lot more expensive than Seagate, which is another reason why I would choose Seagate first, is because they have the least moving parts in a hard drive, and Western Digital is a lot more expensive for a decent drive. This, I would sort by lowest price, and then you can pick out which one you like the best. If you're going for a Western Digital, don't go for a green drive because they're the lowest powered. Well, a green drive would be ideal for somebody web browsing, but anything else I would go for a blue and above. For my purposes, I would want a black drive, which that's the only black drive on there, and it's $139, and it used to be like $120. $239, I'm sorry. And it used to be about $120, I believe, the 1 terabyte Western Digital Caviar Blacks. And yes, see, Samsung is still making their SpinPoint 3 hard drive, but it's only a 3 gigasecond. So keep that in mind as well. You can get a 6 gigasecond that's probably going to be a better quality of hard drive for about $10 cheaper. Okay, so now that we have our hard disk drive picked out, and we can just Seagate, copy down the model number if you don't bookmark pages, because it'll make your products a lot easier to find in the future. 1 terabyte hard disk drive. Okay, and I'm also getting a couple solid state drives, one for my boot disk and another one for my Steam games and any other games that I might have. So let's close out of Newegg. I told you I'd show you solid state drives in Tiger Direct. Okay, computer parts. It's the same setup. Solid state drives. try to get through this one a little faster. Let's see what my time is like. Whoops. 10 minutes, and that's not bad. It's been worse. OCZ, I believe, to be the highest quality of hard drive. You don't have to go with OCZ. You could go with the 3 brands I would recommend for hard drives are Kingston, Corsair, and OCZ. Those are my top 3 brands for solid state drives. So what I want for my boot drive is a 60 gigabyte solid state drive, and that's the drive I'm going to pick out right there, but I'm just going to go through the process for you. Okay, now I already know that if I can get an OCZ drive, me personally, that's the drive I would choose. So you can choose by brand. I can open up Kingston's and Corsair's, and then click on OCZ. Now for a solid state drive, you're buying a solid state drive for the speed. Solid state drive SATA 3s and SATA 2s are about the same price for the same amount of gigabyte. They have about the same price for the same amount of gigabyte, whether you get solid SATA 3 or SATA 2. So I recommend SATA 3 whenever possible. And you can see this is my the solid state drive I'm picking out right here. Okay, see how simple that was. You see what you want to get and you pick it out. And you can check out the specs down here. You can also do this on Newegg if you just click on the details tab below the image of the item that you're planning on buying. But this would be the 60 gigabyte solid state drive that I would buy. Okay, so SSD 1, let's just call that SSD 1. Okay, keep track of all your stuff. SSD 2. Now I said I was getting a second solid state drive, and we can look over here. Look, there's a SATA 3 Kingston drive. There's no SATA 3 Corsair drives. You might be able to find one on Newegg. Ah, see, there it is. There's one. It just doesn't show up on the left-hand side. It only shows SATA 2. Okay. SATA 3. And you can compare these in both Newegg and Tiger Direct. So it really just depends on what you want to do. You can go through and look at all the specifications of all the drives if you wanted to, but it would be very tedious. And here's a 64 gig, which, to be honest, is probably cheaper than this one. Now, on Tiger Direct, this is what I don't like about Tiger Direct as well. They don't give you the list price. They give you the rebate price. So what you see as being $104.99 is really $124.99 when you buy it. And you have to send in the rebate, the mail-in rebate, that'll send $20 back to you. So keep in mind, you're actually going to be paying probably more than what you think, what the price says it is. Because it just gives you the final price. It doesn't give you the list price or the retail price. Which, actually, this 64 gig is cheaper. This is $104.99 on here without the rebate, and this is $124. Plus it's 4 extra gigs. Let's see. Write speed is 480. Read speed is 535. Let's look at this. Write speed up to 100 megasecond. That'll probably be huh, it's a SATA 2, but it doesn't give me the right. Let's check Newegg. Let's punch this in here. If I seem kind of not knowing what I'm doing, it's because I like to learn stuff as I do a video. I don't like to just blow through a video and know everything. I like to learn as I do. Okay. It says SATA 3, but it's actually slower, which is why it's so cheap. It's actually got about the speed of a SATA 2. So, really, this is the better deal anyway, which I believe... Let's check. Let's see. You see that $124.99 down there, right? Let's go... And it's $25 cheaper without a rebate on here. This is actually the price you're going to be paying when you buy it. This is not going to be the price that you get from your rebate. It's the same exact solid state drive, but you get it for $25 cheaper, which is why I like Newegg so much. And you can look at the details and see, oh, I get a 535 megabyte a second read speed, which will help with my boot time. And if you're using this in a SATA 3 gigabit a second port, it's going to give you the SATA 3 gigabit a second speed, which is 280. And I think it doubles. I think the speed, it would have to double, almost double. And then write is 480 and 260. So just pay attention to that. That's about all you need to know. About all you need to know in choosing a. Wait. Okay. Let's go back here. Let's go back to Newegg because I prefer Newegg. I forgot to do this. Solid state drive. Sorry, really, that's all you really need to know about choosing a hard drive or solid state drive. Sorry. I completely forgot. I brain farted. I got off ranting on another topic, and it just. Oh shit! No. And again, my mind completely fails me. 120. There we go. SATA 3. Okay, here's another good, interesting point. The Max IOPS edition is just going to give you a higher IOPS speed, which is not going to make a very big difference, and it's also going to cost you about $25 more to get the Max IOPS edition. So if we compare these, and I believe OCZ is the only one to have a Max IOPS edition. Other brands might have their own interpretation of this. Let's see. Yeah. See, it just boosts it by 15 and 15, which is not going to make a very large difference. So really, you could save the $25 and go with this one, which is probably what I'm going to do. Okay. That's really all you need to know about choosing a hard drive or solid state drive for your new computer or computer upgrade. So I have one more thing to show you, and I'm getting up into that 20-minute mark because this stuff takes a long time to explain. People could probably do it faster. I could probably do it faster if I scripted shit, but I'm too lazy to do that. One more thing I want to show you is my Hub Pages page. My username is the Dr. 10. If you want to come follow me, I'll have articles up here about once a day, maybe once every 2 days. It's been a while since I've updated this site, just like it has been since I updated YouTube, so don't think I'm updating this more than YouTube, because I'm not. But just keep it in mind. If you want to go follow me, that's great. If you don't, I don't care, but I thought I'd show you. And that's all I have to say. So, thanks for watching. If you stuck with it for 20 whole goddamn minutes, but I'll try and make videos faster in the future. But thanks for watching. See you guys tomorrow.